Okay, so at last I have, I have decided to make videos on deconstruction theory. The structure, sign, and play in the, uh, the ratio which is prescribed in the syllabi will be coming later part of my video, but rather we are trying our best to uh, you know to understand the deconstruction theory as a theory. So since we have we have learned that the structuralism, the nuances of structuralism, that the what the structuralism actually means, and how Saussure actually defines structuralism. So this deconstruction theory is the aftermath of structuralism. Now I take a look back, a very quick look on Saussure. uh, a quick look. The relationship between signifier and signified is arbitrary, as we all know. They are not stable. I give you the beautiful example of I love chicken. That doesn't mean that you love chicken. You'll be, the love here is a sound that is called the signifier, and the signified is you'll be killing that chicken. You'll be chopping that chicken and you'll be eating it. So love here doesn't mean that love, that we love our girlfriend and the boyfriend. Love means here to kill. So the relationship between signifier and the signified is arbitrary, and they are not stable. So you can find in this arbitrariness, that in a traffic signal, that here that a green light in India means go, but at the same time when you go to the England or the Western countries, the green means stop. Whereas the red means go, or here in India red means stop. So there is no such connection between very much positive connection or the fixed connection between signifier and signified. So they are the relationship between signifier and signified is an arbitrary. So Derrida also also accept that one also, that arbitrariness of between signifier and the signified. So one signifier may have many signified, and the vice versa. So the next relationship is that which also Derrida accept. The relationship between signifier and signified is self-referential. They'll be referring to each other. Signifier and signified will refer themselves inside the very structure, but they will not be referring outside the structure. Outside the structure का मतलब क्या है बेटा? Outside the structure means that, as for example, when you need to clear the meaning of a word, you will be referring only to signified, to the signified. Rather, you will be not be taking any help from the outside the signified and signified zone. So that is called the outside the structure. So the structure is the signifier and the signified. Remember it. Fine. So when you wants to once you wants to go to have some meaning of a word, you need not to go outside of that this discourse. Rather, you should be stick to this discourse. आप किसी से help नहीं ले सकते, आप किसी author से help नहीं ले सकते, आप किसी book से help नहीं ले सकते, आप किसी से help नहीं ले सकते to understand the meaning of a new word. So this is called a self-referential. The third relationship is very much important here, is that the signifier and signified is negatively established. Negatively established matlab, no word is a positive. As for example, a black is a black only because black is not white. Black is not the other color. Is it okay? A Prasenjit Panda is a Prasenjit Panda only because Prasenjit Panda is not Adishreya, not Monmohan, not Manish Srivastava sir, not Narendra Modi ji. So I'm different from them. That's why I'm Prasenjit Panda. So negative is there only because there is a positive. Positive is there only because there is a negative. So any word in this world is very much unique. In which sense? Because it is negative, it is an opposite to the another. Is it okay? So therefore this identity actually we got hold of. अगर हम लोग एक ही जैसा देखते तो आइडेंटिटी थोड़ी रहता, पहचान में नहीं आते. Likewise, जैसे twins हैं, लेकिन मम्मी पहचान जाती है. Why? Because she knows that some differences between the bodies of that twin. So there should be some difference. Otherwise, there is no meaning of any word. You understand that. So Saussure says signified is always having the traces of other signifiers. Any signifiers. As for example, अगर किसी को meaning clear की हो, so that meaning is something like that. Any signified has got the traces of the absent signs. Absent sign matlab a Monmohan is a Monmohan because Monmohan is different from book, cat, sat, bat, snake, etc., bat, cat, etc. So Monmohan is minus having this kind of a opposite meaning, this kind of absent signs. Signs matlab jo signifiers bolte hain, signifieds bolte hain. Is it okay? So Monmohan is having the signified, Monmohan is having the absent of several signifiers. Is it okay? So therefore Monmohan is having the traces. Traces matlab signs. जैसे ट्रेस रह जाता है, किसी का याद रह जाता है, minus. Is it okay? So there's traces of absent signs. Therefore, Saussure says this. Saussure actually, Saussure last but not the least, Saussure says this. Saussure stops here. Please आपको याद रखिएगा the meaning here. Saussure stops here and told that within the discourse of signifier and signified, one can get the meaning of any word. Is it okay? Why? Because Saussure, I don't know why Saussure actually has said so. Is it okay? You can find that you should remember that any signifier or any signified is having the traces of absent signs. No meaning is perfect. Prasenjit Panda is not, meaning of Prasenjit Panda is not perfect because I have many absent qualities of my classes. So I cannot say, I cannot presume myself, I cannot assume myself that I am the perfect one, I am the God. I cannot tell. So any word which is on your plate is not having any perfect meaning. But Saussure says this, despite he's saying that there are traces of absent sign, he says that within the discourse of signified, one can get its meaning. You understand that? Now, Derrida comes here. Derrida says, now yaad rakhiyega, Derrida says that when there is a trace of absent signs of a present sign, so how can a word can get its meaning? मैंने आपको फिर से समझा रहा हूं. When Monmouth has got several absent signs, several absent qualities, then how can Monmouth can say that I am a perfect one? How can the meaning of a Monmouth is a perfect one? कैसे आपका Monmouth का meaning clear होगा? जब Monmouth के पास इतने सारे qualities नहीं है, then how do you say that Monmouth is a perfect one? Or a bat is a bat only because bat is different from several other things. So how come we can call the bat is a bat? Because bat के पास इतने सारे qualities absent है. So how can you say that bat is a bat? That's a problem. Hence, Derrida comes in and Derrida proposed the deconstruction theory. Derrida says that signifier is equal to signified. कौन बोला था? Saussure. उन्होंने क्या किया? It kept under eraser. कि नहीं ऐसा नहीं हो सकता. Through this signifier and signified discourse, you cannot have this perfect meaning. So therefore, he gives the concept of difference. Difference. The spelling is wrong here. It's something like the difference. The concept of difference. That does mean R-E nahi hoga, R-O-A hoga. D-I-F-F-E-R-A-N-C-E. Difference. So difference means to differ. Differ means a word is a differ from another thing. So that's the one thing Saussure says already. And the second is that to differ. What do you mean by differ? Differ means the contextual meaning. Differ means to postponing. If a word has got a traces of absent signs, so you will never lead to the perfect one. You will never find the perfect one. मैं आपको समझा रहा हूँ. For example, the word house derives its meaning more of a function and how it differs from said, mansion, hotel, building, etc. etc. In a say minus है. Is it okay? Then how the word house may be tied with certain images of a traditional house, with each term being established in a reciprocal determination with the other terms than by ostensive discrimination of definition. ना मैंने आपको इसको कोट किया, मैंने आपको बता रहा हूँ. House के साथ इतने सारे meaning minus meaning है. House the sound is having the absent signs of said, mention, and hotel, building, etc., etc. So house cannot say that I am the perfect one. Is it okay? Because these are the absent signs. These are the house is different from this one. This said, mention, hotel, building. So house is having the absent signs of said, mention, hotel, and building. Therefore, house is not a perfect one. The house always having the traces of this one or many more things. You understand that? So this is why. So if you think like this, then आपका house का meaning कभी clear ही नहीं होगा. Therefore, Derrida says to defer the meaning, contextual. In which context you want to take that meaning. That is called the defer. नहीं तो meaning clear नहीं होगा. So it's a so every there is always. So everywhere होगा वो every there लिखने में गलती से. Everywhere there is a free play of absent sign in the present sign. Free play का मतलब क्या है? जो absent signs हैं, जो कि traces of absent signs हैं, they are always having a free play. Free play क्या करता है ना? आप जैसे a bat is a bat because bat is not cat, sat, rat, etc., etc. So those etc., etc., they are always haunting the bat sign. That oh bat, you cannot call that you are a bat. You are a perfect one. Why? Because हम लोग भी तो हैं. Bat is different from rat, cat, sat. So bat का meaning rat हो सकता है कभी. अगर rat meaning हो गया bat का meaning, rat is different from sat, cat, etc., etc. Prasenjit Panda. So rat, Prasenjit Panda will say, oh rat, you are not a perfect one. Your meaning is a Prasenjit Panda. So look what is doing is, it's something like it leads to one signifier leads to the another signified, and then that signified becomes signifier, and then it leads to the another signified, then another signified becomes signifier, then it leads to the another signifier. जैसे कि a black is a black only because black is not tree. The tree isn't signified, black is a signifier. Now tree becomes signifier, and the tree is a tree only because tree is not a cup. Cup becomes signified. Now this cup becomes signified. Cup is not a cup. Cup is because the cup is different from signified. So in this way, it will go on and on. It's an endless play of absent signs on the present sign. देखो हम लोग शुरू कहां से किए थे? ब्लैक से. लेकिन हम लोग को ब्लैक का पता चला, ब्लैक का मीनिंग पता चला नहीं ना? Because it was leading from one signified to the another signified, another signified to the another signified. It is continuous process. So you will never find any meaning of a word. As for example, मैं previous इसमें से जाता हूँ. As for example, house is different from a shed. Is it okay? So house is a house. मिल गया उसको. Now the shed के साथ कितने सारे लोग एब्सेंट साइंस है? मैसन है, होटल है, बिल्डिंग है. इन लोग एब्सेंट साइंस है. तो सेड को बोलेगा अरे हाउस का मतलब सेड हो गया. ओके, हम लोग कहां गए? हम लोग भी तो एब्सेंट साइंस है. तो जब नेक्स्ट टाइम कैसे होगा ना, मेंशन बोलेगा सेड को, ओ सेड यू हटो तुम. आप हाउस का मतलब मेंशन भी हो सकता है. अब मेंशन बाद में बोलेगा, होटल बोलेगा नहीं, मेंशन नहीं, होटल का मीनिंग हाउस का मीनिंग होटल होगा. So in this way, we are coming from one signifier to the another. We are coming from house to said to mention to hotel to building. But हम लोग होटल का कभी वर्ड हाउस का कभी मीनिंग कभी क्लियर ही नहीं होगा. डिक्शनरी खत्म हो जाएगा, लेकिन you cannot find that hotel house means house. You cannot find. अब डिफरेंस पे ही चलते रहेंगे. This is called a pre-play. Pre-play is what? Pre-play is nothing but when the absent signs are haunting the present sign, and therefore it actually gives the possibility of having endless meaning, and also it ends the possibility of a fixed meaning. Derrida says there is no fixed meaning. Every word is having a dual meaning or more than that, not a fixed meaning. So you cannot tell any word or any sound is having a perfect meaning. The chain is endless. Is it okay? So this is what where I conclude my part of this theory of deconstruction. And if you have any problem, you can meet me in the WhatsApp, and also we'll be discussing in the GMate. But till then, goodbye and thank you very much.